So you lost your job. You're on LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, applying everywhere. You get the messages from the recruiter at Google or Amazon or Microsoft or whoever. The profile looks real. The job looks real. Even the offer letter looks real. And then they ask you for your social security number for onboarding paperwork purposes. And just like that, you've been robbed. But not out of a job, folks, of your identity. And that's happening right now here in America. Hundreds and thousands of Americans, and nobody is talking about it. Well, here at the Outpost, we are going to talk about it. Here's the kicker. The U.S. employers laid off over 1.17 million workers in 2025. The pandemic of scammers didn't miss out on that. They saw 1.17 million people and said that's a perfect hunting ground, according to Share Magazine. So, how does the scam actually work? Well, so the way it works is that because it's not what you think, right? These aren't Nigerian princes or emails anymore, or these things are actually becoming much more sophisticated, professional, and terrifyingly convincing. It starts with a direct message, right? LinkedIn or Indeed. The recruiter says you have exactly the skill sets that they're looking for. They send out an official looking interview invitation with job briefing guides. They offer a virtual interview to get you, and also they give you an offer letter, complete with the whole company's real logo, their name, and then they push for your money and your personal information and an invoice for equipment. And they say that they'll order it for you, but you have to, pay first using Zelle or PayPal or Cash App. And then they ask you for your driver's license and social security number and your bank account information for employment paperwork purposes, onboarding for direct deposit, stuff like that. But you don't have to think twice because you need a job, right? You're stressed out, you're behind on the bills, and this offer looks completely real. You need the job more than anything to pay that high rent that everyone in America is currently facing. But here's the thing. The median individual loss is around $1,500, but advances on fee scams can cost over $3,000 to $10,000, and identity theft via fake onboarding, and it can also result thousands in fraudulent charges and months of credit remediation. Your credit is completely destroyed for applying the job. That's a lot to undertake, and I think AI is making it a lot worse too, by the way. And here's why, right? So, and it gets really scary too, by the way, because this is the part where that should be on the front page of every newspaper here in America, but it's not. And, in 2026, by the way, scammers have a new weapon, AI-generated profile in deepfake videos that look indistinguishable from real recruiters. These profiles, deepfake videos, and emerging at an alarming rate, by the way. Think about what that means, though. You're on a Zoom interview, you can see the recruiter, they look professional, they sound professional, they're sitting in there what looks like a real office, and it's completely 100% AI generated. Let's put it this way. Prior to 2024, most job scams were detectable by poor grammar, generic copy, or copy text. In 2025, 2026, those indicators have become completely unreliable. There's other little flaws that we used to saw back in the day in 2024, but it's becoming much more real. But here's my speculation, and I want to be clear. This is my read of where this all is, where all this is heading, I should say. Within the next 2 years, I believe we will see the first billion-dollar job scam operation run entirely by AI with zero humans scammers involved, automated profiles, automated interviews, automated identity theft pipelines. And it's not just science fiction anymore. The pieces are already aligning. We can start to see it more and more, okay? Think about the insurance industry, right? Because that's the whole wildest part of this whole entire story, I think, is that now these criminals, it's weird. I mean, literally every Fortune 500 company has at least dozens, if not hundreds, of applications from North Korea IT workers using stolen American identities. I mean, the chief Amazon Security officers said that the company prevented more than 1,800 suspected North Korean operatives from being hired using fake or stolen identities. 27% quarter-over-quarter increase in 2025, according to Yahoo Finance. Now, read that again. North Korea is using deepfake American identities, getting hired at Fortune 500 companies to access corporate systems and fund their weapons program. Let's imagine China doing that and other countries that do not like us that are doing that, right? Let's put it this way. A 29-year-old Ukrainian national was sentenced to 5 years in prison in February of 2026 for running an identity rental service that helped North Korean IT workers get jobs roughly at 40 U.S. companies. So this isn't just some scammers stealing your identity for credit cards. Your identity is being stolen, and it could literally end up being used by a North Korean operative sitting in Pyongyang, logging into an American corporate system, funneling money back to Kim Jong-un's missile program. And this is all real. It's all happening. We don't even know if China's doing this. I'm pretty sure there's a good indication they're doing the same thing, as well as Israel for all that matters. But here's the thing. We need to understand the bigger fraud picture here, right? Because the job scams are just one piece of it, is what I'm calling for in America's fraud epidemic that nobody's connecting the dots on, right? And so, example, while you were watching Trump's China summit, right, the DOJ charged over 324 people, including 96 licensed doctors. The largest healthcare fraud crackdown in U.S. history, amounted to $14.6 billion stolen from Medicare, Medicaid, and one guy allegedly ran a $650 million scam targeting homeless people and Native Americans for kickbacks. Then bought 2.9 million Gulf estates in Dubai with the money. Spent $2.9 million in Gulf estates in Dubai. So while politicians here are arguing about a reflecting pool, an insurance brokerage was sending street marketers to homeless shelters and drug clinics, enrolling vulnerable people in fake healthcare plans, causing some to lose access to HIV medications and addiction treatments. The scheme cost the taxpayers $141 million. Okay, and this is according, by the way, to the Global Mail. You can look it up online. All the information's there, even in the DOJ that they just released a press on. So while everyone out here is debating on AI chatbot losses and AI-powered imposter scams targeting seniors, by the way, which jumped from $55 million to $445 million in just 4 short years. Your grandmother is getting a call that sounds exactly like her doctor. It sounds exactly like you, and she wires you her savings to some dude in Eastern Europe. This fraud epidemic is not just not just like one story. It's everywhere. It's all at once, and it's actually accelerating. And so we need to take that into consideration. And so here's what some might call a call to action, right? What do you actually do? There's a few things that you could do, okay? Never give out your social security number. That's the dumbest thing you should never do that. Never give your social security number before a background check is formally initiated with a signed offer letter. Never pay any fee to start a job, ever, okay? Don't be stupid. If your recruiter contacts you and you verify them by going directly to the company's website and not a link they send you, and if you're on video interviews with and something feels slightly off about the person's face or voice, do yourself a favor. Trust that instinct. Because this system is not protecting you. Platforms are not protecting you. LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, they're still trying to figure this shit out. And by the way, the FBI is completely overwhelmed by this. These scammers, I can't stress it up, it's truly atrocious. But the only person, by the way, is standing you and these scammers right now is you. That's it. That's it, it's you. So do me a favor. Share this video to your friend who just got laid off, who needs this. Your parents who are job hunting, who needs this. This is a fraud epidemic that nobody's talking about, and it's time that somebody actually did it. My name is Johnny. You're here tuning into The Outpost. I'll see you next time.